Hello friends and welcome back to ReddX, your source for the freshest daily cringe content anywhere on the internet. Promise, swearsies, it's just a fact and it's totally science. Go ahead and look it up. Today we're jumping back into that Fireman Mike saga. I asked for some more, and yeah, we got some more. Absolutely delicious. I can't wait to hear about more of his shenanigans, especially since I know, spoiler if you haven't seen the first part, I know that he doesn't actually get in to become like a fully fledged fireman. Thank God for that. Obviously, you could tell I got a little bit of nose stuff going on, missed a couple of stream days just because I was like totally out of it, but I'm back in the saddle now. We're trying to make it do what it do. I hope it's not too gross for you guys or something. I do apologize if it is. We are live streaming it on Twitch now, though, so you could come and visit me, see how my health is holding up. I'd appreciate it. Let's get some additional plugs and disclaimers out of the way, and then we will dive right into some of this r/NeckbeardStories. Cringe. Mike's Mayday. This will be part number 2 for those that are keeping track. I guess I got to make a playlist for this now because I wasn't sure if it was going to be a one-parter or what's going on. And apparently we got our OP in the Twitch chat right now. He said that he's pushing out part number 3. So yes, we will get some continuing sagas of Mike. I thought it was just a one-off, but I can say that I'm glad that it's not, honestly. So, hello, everyone. Hello to you, that Clay Kid, aka Acceptable Tackle 79. God, those Reddit usernames are really just the worst. I'm here to deliver this possibly anticipated and hopefully not disappointing sequel to Mike. It's very humbling and feels special to have my stories read on the channel. I feel like I just kind of ramble, but I'm glad ReddX can use it to give some people entertainment. Honestly, people love the rambling. I don't know what goes on, okay? That's basically all I do too. I get up here and make words and people are like, yay, make more words. I'm like, okay, cool, you liking that? And I really do enjoy this saga. It's one of the better written ones that we have. I often hesitate to take on new authors because, yeah, it's a little bit scary sometimes. You never know what you're gonna get, but this one turned out well. So to clarify a few things from part 1, Mike was not given the boot 3 days in because of the captain's policy. If you decided that firefighting wasn't for you after all, you were free to leave and there was no shame involved, but he was not going to actively try and drown people out. If you were going to stick it out, he was hell-bent on at least giving you the opportunity to take the final exam, and then it was on you to pass or fail. It feels really good knowing that if you aren't going to give up, then you aren't going to be given up on. That is a really good way to look at it, honestly. I'm like totally checked out. Get Mike out of here. I don't think he's capable of saving another human life. But yeah, the captain is like, maybe we can fix him. Unfortunately, that's never the case with neckbeards. An external force is never going to fix a neckbeard. They have to find it within themselves. Sometimes an external force can apply the pressure to find it within themselves, but I digress. This policy does sometimes backfire with situations like Mike, where even though it's clear that this is not a field he's going to be successful in, he's still allowed to stay enrolled and attempt the exam. While that puts a lot of faith in the exam itself to filter candidates, the exam does do a good job of that, and it isn't something that you can easily slip through. I've since learned that Mike did not pass the written portion of the test and was given votes of no confidence in the practical assessment. Votes of no confidence. Good God. If that doesn't just sum it up in a few words, right? Every neckbeard on the planet, I give them a vote of no confidence. I want to believe, but after 700 videos, how can I continue believing, honestly? I wouldn't fault someone for saying that it's a waste of time and resources to keep people in, regardless, instead of just booting the dead weight, but it is a situation that I sympathize with. I couldn't be a training captain because I'm too soft to tell someone that they're cut and that their dreams are dead, even when it is genuinely for the better of everyone involved, including the person that is being cut. Well, I gotta say this much. It's much better to have a very awkward 5-minute conversation than it is to continue on for months or even years pretending that the situation isn't what it obviously is. You know what I'm getting at? I'll pull the band-aid right off. I don't care. But then again, I could probably do with a bit more sympathy, as the comments section has often pointed out. I am very quick to come at people. So that's the reason that he was still in the academy, and the reason that he kept volunteering at his home department without being dropped like a horde of iron daggers clogging your inventory is simpler. Hey, probably you should vendor those daggers though, as an aside. It's because we're all small departments where I am, and every set of hands is important. I've been on fires now where we've only had 6 people there, and it is a category 5 nightmare. Even bumbling hands like Mike's can be the difference maker. Well, yeah, I suppose he's good at the background jobs, holding the ladder and whatnot. Then you've got like an extra firefighter who actually knows what they're doing going into the building. I guess. Also, his department contains a few rather Mike-like individuals. I was at a fire when a fella from his department came on the radio from the comfort of his own home and proceeded to armchair quarterback our firefighting efforts. Oh my God, dude. Are you kidding me? No, you're home. You're not involved at all. Backseat gaming, but with firefighters. That's really weird. That's really weird. No wonder Mike feels so comfortable. Anyways, now on to the story. Towards the end of Academy, we had a brutal weekend of specialized training for saving downed firefighters called Mayday training. It started off pretty somber because, as ReddX himself said, this training was written in blood. We learned intimate details about firefighters who had died over the years and how we can be prepared to make sure that the next incident ends in injury, not death. Yeah, this is some serious business. You know, Mike might be here to have fun, play a little bit of grab ass or whatever, but you need to put your big boy serious hat on right now, okay? As you can imagine, everyone was feeling grim when we finished the lecture and the pep talk from the trainers, saying that we'd be throwing up and want to quit. Didn't do much to lighten the mood. They always say that though. You're gonna be fine. What's a little bit of puke? You're good. You get it out and it's over. Even Mike managed to hold out and wait until lunch to make some crude joke that involved cocaine. I hope you forgive me for not exactly remembering what the joke was, but just trust me that you aren't missing out. Yeah, I bet it was super hilarious. We all know Mike's level of humor is just out of this world. I do want to know what it was, but that's like just morbid curiosity than anything. The first drill of the day after our lecture was a standard firefighter drag. We learned how to make a few quick changes to the straps of your SCBA pack to lock the person in and make the drag easier. And then you had to haul your talking sack of potatoes across an open field. Making those strap adjustments required getting pretty down and dirty with the fella who was playing dead, and Mike made the hilarious joke of, "Whoa, buy me dinner first, dude." Yeah, great. If he was the body, or "Don't expect me to buy you dinner, man. I'm only into hot babes." If he was the one doing the drag. Oh my God, it's just like a pull string doll. He's got like 4 phrases and that's it. Does this even qualify as like a real human being? Just no personality whatsoever. The boomer joke pull string doll. Pick yours up at Walmart now. Mike really embraced the spirit of the training because he left no man behind. He repeated those 2 jokes every single time we did a new revolution of the drill with a different partner. Oh yes, it was so hilarious the first 5 times. Make sure that nobody misses out on that gem. Ugh. As for performing the drill itself, Mike finally found a role that he could excel at. He was born to be listless dead weight. He could go perfectly limp, like he was on the receiving end of a Mike Tyson knockout punch, and he must have filled his pockets with some of those ultra-dense sci-fi metals from how much heavier he was able to make himself. I mean, dead weight is a lot heavier than somebody that's squirming around. Did you ever try to move a dead body, OP? Don't ask me. Don't ask me anything about that, okay? I'm not at liberty to discuss it. The case is still ongoing. We're moving on. He wasn't quite there with the rescuing part, though. I can't say that Mike did his best because that would be a lie. His half-hearted tugs produced minimal movement, and towards the halfway mark, he decided that he was simply too tired to finish saving a fallen comrade and slumped over right there. Okay, yeah, I guess we're both just gonna burn to death together. Are you kidding me, bro? I shouldn't be surprised. I mean, I'm really not surprised. But where is your get up and go is all I really got to say. With terrifying ferocity and blistering speed, the two trainers materialized on either side of Mike like a random encounter that you were 50 levels too low for. They were not messing around. Everyone was startled by how quickly they switched from calm and understanding to, "I will pour boiling water up your nostrils if you do not start moving." Yeah, I mean, like they said earlier, this is all written in blood, okay? Now is not the time to be weak. We are training, and we are training for a reason. If somehow Mike made it through that test, just imagine. Just imagine. Ain't gonna save nobody. His head whipped from side to side, wide-eyed terror on his face, as they each yelled at him to get the hell up, and that he was just sitting there letting his brother die. Their words were much less polite than I want to actually write out, and I do appreciate that. So rejoice, for Mike had finally met his match. He summoned the might of a drunken sloth and started moving again, whining the whole time that he just needed a breather and a person could last a few more seconds while I recharge. Oh yeah, that's all it takes you to recharge, Mike? A few seconds? You get that quick charge capability, Mike? I don't think you do. Keep moving. As soon as your fat self sits down, I know you're never gonna get back up, so just get it done. They wanted to hear none of this, of course, and spurred him on with the ruthless whip cracks of their words. When he finally crossed the finish line, whining again because the trainers told him that he had to get the body all the way across the finish line, he said, I feel lightheaded and I have chest pains.
I'm having chest pain.
Are you kidding me right now? You gonna fake a heart attack on me? Go ahead, do it. We'll call in the medics. We'll get you the hell out of here. It's a favor to everybody. The trainers gave each other looks that very clearly read as, "You've got to be kidding me." But still, they got him a bottle of water. It was pretty obvious that Mike was fine. He was just gassed and knew that throwing out those buzzwords might buy him some time. Honestly, that's why you call him out on it. But then if he actually does have a heart attack, you're gonna feel really guilty. Well, it turns out lazy yet arrogant underachiever was the worst possible build that Mike could have spec'd into for this raid. You're at the bottom of every meter. What do? No damage, no healing, no damage taken? You're useless. You're useless. Slash kick, okay? He was now permanently on the trainers' radar, and their aggro range contained the entire world map. Yeah, and there's no way you could run far enough. Eventually, you know, they usually leash back to their starting point if you run out of range. Not these trainers, though. They got that special AI. Poor Mike. He was constantly singled out and so unjustly forced to meet the standards that everyone else was meeting. I mean, you say that sarcastically, but that literally is the way he sees it, I'm pretty sure. I helped bail him out a few times when the trainers would show some mercy and say, "Fine, someone go ahead and jump in." And I saved his very soul when I offered to swap partners with him. He got paired with our class's gentle giant. Now, gentle giant is one of the nicest men that you will ever meet, and his massive 6'7" frame is completely packed with muscle. If you remember Mike's attic, he was already halfway through it by the time he got his torso in. 6'7", good God. That's the guy that I want to come in and pull me out, okay? I feel like a little baby in his arms. Now, I know, bad OP for enabling Mike, but I can only watch someone suffer for so long before giving in. No matter how deserved, I will break. But as for swapping, so I'd be partnered with Gentle Giant, that one was for me, not for Mike. I'm a small guy, I'm not tall, so it was important for me to know that even in the worst situations, I could rescue someone huge like Gentle Giant. I guess that's a good way to look at it, you know? Put yourself to the test, something that Mike is nowhere near capable of doing. See, this is where we separate the men from the boys, is it not? So after a long, grueling day of being pushed to our physical limits, we were dismissed. It didn't take very long for me to learn just how much of a mistake it was to help Mike. He attached to me like a leech and decided that I was his lifeline, his one shining hope to make it through these trials alive. I got 3 words for you right now, OP. Scrape 'em off.
Scrape them off.
At about 10:30 p.m., I started getting pelted with texts from Mike, asking if I was gonna be there tomorrow. I told him, nah, I just got a bit too sweaty today. It was uncomfortable, so I'm just gonna go play Fortnite tomorrow. To which he said, whoa, hey, want a duo? Mike, no, I was just joking. I'm obviously going to be there tomorrow. Oh my God, bro, come on. And honestly, if you are actually going to play Fortnite, solo is the only way to play it. Duo, triples, quads, forget about all that. I depend on me and me alone. Mike sulked and told me that he was obviously joking too. You're probably a massive scrub that would hold me back anyways. Yeah, Mike, have you ever seen a victory royale, even once? Go ahead, be honest. He finally got to the point of this conversation when he very subtly asked, so you gonna help me out again or what? Why? Why should I feel obligated to help you out? I did it out of pity, but now you feel like all this expectation towards it? Nah, I don't think I'm gonna do that no more. I told him I would be there for the team in a general sense, but man, it is very important for you to actually learn to do this. After that, Mike turned sour, saying, I was being weird and uptight about it. Oh yeah, it's me that's being weird. He also kept prodding me with a, hey, are you there? Whenever I'd stop replying and try to fall asleep. No, obviously I'm not here. Obviously this conversation is over. Leave him on red, it's fine. I never thought that I, myself, would end up as one of those lovely maidens hounded by neckbeard texts like that. And yet, there I lay, basking in it. Maybe I am a fair maiden after all. Maybe we all have a bit of fair maiden hidden inside all of us, just waiting longingly for a neckbeard to come and pollute it. Yeah, that's a good one. It's the fair maiden on the inside that counts. Great. I'm liking that. I prayed in vain for this to not be a repeat of the Lady Saber and Sir Sam incident that you should definitely listen to ReddX read if you haven't yet. I do love that compilation, but it's demonetized now, so it brings up some raw feelings for me, if I'm quite frank about it. But anyways, Lady Saber was pestered the entire night before a huge test. But like Lady Saber, I couldn't turn my phone on silent because I had an alarm for the training the next morning. That alarm was at 5:30 a.m. It was 2 a.m. before I finally fell asleep. God, do neckbeards just never sleep? It's all that Monster Energy and Doritos that keeps them gassed up. The next day was just as grueling and considerably more difficult when you've only had a few hours for your body to recover from the day before. I dropped out of my car like a murder victim, shambling up like a newbie necromancer was nearby and trying their best, but didn't quite know how to animate corpses yet. That's okay, practice makes perfect. Mike spotted me and decided that I totally looked like someone who was in the mood for a conversation. He stomped towards me in his cowboy boots, sporting a smile that assumed that we were definitely BFFs for life. Hey man, you ready for the day? Oh my god, dude. Oh my god, leave me alone! Just scream in his face, see if that drives the message home. No, I'm not. You kept texting me. Why would you do that if I wasn't responding and you knew that we were getting up early? He huffed and said, hey, don't be such a baby. You have to wake up at all kinds of odd hours in this line of work, you know? Are you sure you can handle it after all? Bro, don't worry about me. Let me worry about me, okay? God, he's just insufferable, even when he's trying to be your friend. I stared at him for a very long minute as my brain slowly chugged along, a few AOL dial-up sounds going off as it tried to process the information that it was receiving. Since I had the least amount of experience of the people enrolled and we were both some of the shorter trainees, he felt like I was a good target to consistently jab at like that and imply that, yeah, I wasn't cut out for this. Come over here, Pot. I want you to meet my good friend Kettle. All right, Mike, whatever it takes to make you feel better while you're on the sidelines and I'm out here making entry. I don't know how he walks around with an ego that big and that undeserved. How is this real life? I always just let his words roll off me because, I mean, what do they really matter? Why let it bother you when you can just try and prove it wrong instead? God, OP's got a great mindset, honestly. I'd be out here looking for some petty revenge, you know, getting some backbiting started, but OP's just like, whatever, water off a duck, all right? I didn't make drama out of it because no matter how misplaced or warped it was, I still felt a sense of camaraderie towards Mike as he was part of the team. For now. I suppose that I still held out hope that underneath it all, deep down, Mike had the decency to view us the same way. No way. He's got a massive case of I am the main character syndrome. There's no fixing this. There's no way you can fix this. It is what it is. This time though, there must have been something on my face because he frowned and toddled off towards his truck as I swayed unsteadily by my car in blessed solitude, fighting for my life just to keep my eyes open. I knew that today was going to suck. Remember when you used to be able to stay up all night as a young person? And it was a lot of fun, but now as an old person, staying up all night just means that the next day is going to be one of the most miserable days of your existence. I can't do it. I can't do it no more. Maybe I need to switch over to that Doritos and Dew diet, and then I can do it occasionally. The first drill of the day was a pretty dismal one, carrying each other up a set of stairs. Simple? Yes. Easy? No! Getting a normal body up a staircase is hard enough, but someone in full firefighting gear is a whole different ballgame. The air bottle constantly snags on the steps, and they have like 50 pounds of extra weight added on, and it just fills you with despair when you're completely gassed and someone shouts, "Keep going! You're halfway there!" Yay, halfway! I looked over at Gentle Giant, craned my neck up, and then craned it up even a little higher to meet his gaze, and we agreed to go first. He had a pretty easy time hauling me around like a kid with an action figure, and he said, "Oh, it isn't bad at all. You've got it, OP." Yeah, totally. Are you gonna be helping me out a little bit, like on the sly? Just use your hands to pull yourself up a couple steps. Please, God, I need this. Now, Gentle Giant, I do thank you for the encouragement, but I'll be honest, I feel like you had a little bit of an advantage there. Just a skosh. Remembering why I wanted him for a partner in the first place, and Mike's doubting words, I took a deep breath and I got to work. God, OP, you can do it, all right? Dig deep, reach down, show everybody what you got. Turns out Gentle Giant was right. And it really isn't so bad. It is miserable, but it's simple. Breathe deep, pull with all your might, and just get them that one step higher. Just one step at a time, and chip away, little by little. Repeat until you reach the top. I'm not sure how long it took me to complete my death march with a fallen comrade, but from the reactions of the trainers, it wasn't embarrassingly long like I was afraid of. And honestly, it's a lot easier to get them to go downstairs, right? Just unclip them from your belt and like jump on their chest and ride them to the bottom. Yeehaw! When it was Mike's turn, he yanked at his partner's shoulder straps a few times, producing no movement, and then promptly gave up. God, you are just the worst. He then stood up to look right at me. It took me a moment to realize that he was expecting me to come step in, and I just laughed. Are you for real right now? Helping out someone struggling after the trainers have relented and giving permission is one thing. But no, sir, I'm not gonna happily jog my way over and do this for you when you haven't even broken a sweat yet. I was still gasping for air from my own ordeal. Dude, how could he be so ridiculous? I guess I can't do it. OP, please, I summon thee to my side, Chauncey. Treat him like your butler. I wish to see him at the top of the stairs. Now make haste. Who do you think you are? The trainer showed him, again, the technique that we learned that uses your own weight for momentum instead of just tugging ineffectually at the shoulder straps. He managed to get up a handful of steps before plopping himself down with one of his patented, I just need a breather moments, which of course flipped their switch from understanding teacher to demon wolf blood rage. Look, if you just keep going, it's gonna be over faster. You can take the breather once it's all over. Not even their verbal lashings could bring Mike up to an acceptable pace, but at least he was making progress. Just progress that was agonizingly slow. Well, he is a gamer. I'm gonna have to go with get good, scrub. What's wrong, Mikey? You can't do this? You try to play duos IRL? You need a hard carry all day, every day? I don't even play ADC. Tank for life, all right? When he finally reached the top again, needing to be told that he had to get his partner's body up across the finish line and not just his own, he said, how is that? Faster than OP? You're kidding me, right? Why you gotta put yourself on blast like that? What's going on? The trainers both gave Mike the unblinking gaze of a RuneScape NPC until one of them casually pointed to Mike's partner, flatly stating, oh, he's been dead, son. Yeah, I'm not picking Mike, okay? He's just the worst. He doesn't even want to try to save people. He can't even save himself. Oh my God. Yeah, don't ask me to compare times, all right? Your guy's dead. That's all we need to know. We all struggled through the rest of the day. Mike tried to utilize his entire moveset and cast Disrobe Self, but the trainers were not playing that game. When he ripped his helmet off and tossed it away, it was quickly picked up and thrown back at him with the gusto of a last-second Hail Mary. I guess the captain had a little bit more pity, but these trainers, yeah, they ain't playing around. We're not doing silly Mike games today. It's only my games, trainer games. The drills seemed to get more difficult as the hours passed. Practicing the Denver drill, where you have to get someone up out of a window in a 3-foot wide corridor, or hauling each other up a floor using nothing but elbow grease and a handcuff knot. Mike, hearing the words handcuff knot, graced us with yet another hilarious joke about ropes and bedroom shenanigans, but only with super hot chicks because, you know, that's the kind of guy that Mike is, sitting around playing Fortnite. I only play Fortnite with the hottest chicks, right? Not like Ninja, whose wife won't let him play with girls on stream at all. LOL. Ninja ain't even relevant. I don't know why I brought that up. Our response as a team was to grab the goober and hog tie him, using Mike as our first offering to the altar of sweat as we hoisted him up to the second floor. Mike spent the entire ride squealing and flailing, desperately wishing that he had quick saved before choosing such a high-risk dialogue option. Yeah, or at least, you know, get some more charisma at the very least, up that speech skill. What do you think Mike's speech skill would be IRL? Probably like a 9 out of 100. He's got that Fallout 4 dialogue tree where you say something and it doesn't affect anything. As time wore on and the sun got low in the sky, we were all on our last legs, panting, dripping sweat, and splayed out wherever there was shade and enough room to lay down. Our spirits were raised when the trainer said that we only had one part of training left to get through. Oh yeah, you guys could do it. It's almost over, but this is probably the most miserable part, isn't it? When they said it was going to be really fun and enjoyable, our spirits were shattered as if struck by a paladin's warhammer, shaken by what these two would consider fun and enjoyable. Oh, it's not gonna be good, it's not gonna be good. As it turns out, our fears were unfounded, and our spirits leapt again, now getting severe whiplash from the roller coaster of the heart. We were going to get to do, drum roll please, bailouts. I don't know what that is. We would be jumping out of windows, sliding down ladders like a video game, all kinds of fun action movie stuff. Now that does sound pretty cool though. And then I'm gonna slide across the hood of my car, Dukes of Hazzard style, and jump in there and run away from Boss Hog, and everybody's gonna think that I'm super cool. This is what's going on in Mike's head, don't you know? First up was bailing out of a second-story window, and man, I was pumped. First off, it just seemed flat out fun. Second, as much as I loved Gentle Giant, I'd finally be doing something that didn't involve a war with gravity as I strained to haul him around. Are you still paired up for this? Why do we need teamsies for jumping out the window? I guess we'll find out. With one trainer up top to make sure we anchored our rope correctly, and the second at the base of the building to man the safety line, you'd loop the rope around your wrist and pinch it together in front, gripping the rope as tightly as you could, and you jump out, your own hands acting like a rappel device. Holding tight would lock you in place, and gently loosening would send you slowly down. It really is quite fun to do. But yeah, please probably don't try this at home. This is only for trained professionals, okay? Not something I'm ever going to experience, I'm sure. A few people had trouble with it at first. A few people, mostly meaning Mike, big surprise. I don't know if it was a technique problem or just a strength problem, but he could just not get a good enough grip on the rope. The trainer manning the safety line would start sweating as soon as he'd see Mike at the window, knowing that he would have to bear all of his weight from crashing down to the ground like Sephiroth casting Meteor. The Final Fantasy VII plot could have been so much shorter if old Silver had just asked Mike to rappel out a window for him. God, now we're mixing in some video game references with our RPG stuff. I never imagined that there were nerd firemen, but I guess now I know. Now I know for reals. The soft, encouraging words from the trainers of God damn, boy! Hold the damn rope! Didn't resonate with Mike, but I'm grateful for that because Mike would keep failing and have to redo it, and we'd all get another turn jumping out and rappelling down. So thank you, Mike, for taking that one for the team and letting us have some fun. Hell yeah! The first and only thing that he's ever done properly. Congratulations, Mike. You failed spectacularly. Our final hurdle before freedom was sliding down ladders. Sounds pretty fun and easy, right? Well, you'd be surprised at just what can go wrong when you fail your wisdom roll. The procedure is pretty easy. Hop onto the ladder from the window, put your hand on the beams, put your legs on the outside with your knees squeezing the beams, and slide down while you keep your head back so your bell isn't quite literally rung. Can you guess which step Mike forgot? Does he even really have a bell to ring? I bet he smashed his face in the ladder. He's just like, yeah, what happened? Am I bleeding? It's okay. I don't know if anyone remembers the video of the guy playing Bloodborne and going down a ladder with a big helmet. But it so beautifully and so perfectly demonstrates what happened to Mike. I'll bet anything right here and now that he tells people war stories about getting all those dings in his helmets during battles with old man Fire. So good, dude. Especially with the video accoutrement. It would not be the same without that. Oh, beautiful. This is so good, OP. Thank you. As we wrapped up training, Mike, now a bit dizzier than the rest, we thanked the two trainers for the time and effort that they put into teaching us, and we were free to go home and crash. Is Mike gonna come with you? Oh God, he's gonna be like, let's play some Fortnite for reals, bro. That was a joke. That was a joke. Leave me alone. I had been doing fine throughout the day, but the moment that my body knew that it didn't need to perform anymore, all of the exhaustion and lack of sleep came crashing through my system at Mach 5. Barely conscious, I realized Gentle Giant was trying to say something to me, and after repeating it a few times, my brain caught up and realized he was asking if I wanted to go to a celebratory dinner with everyone else. Oh, the hardest decisions require the toughest wills. Yeah, I guess I'll go. We earned it, didn't we? As much as I wanted to go home and sleep, I wanted to spend time with my friends even more. So I happily agreed and we went on our merry way on the hunt for sustenance. Yeah, give me like 3-4 vodka Red Bulls. I'm gonna be good. I'm gonna bounce right back. I always feel bad for the poor server that has to deal with a group of stinky firefighters desperate for food like the horde of starving barbarians that we are. But our waitress was very nice and understanding. She was also quite pretty, which of course Mike took notice of. Oh God, just when you think the trash fire's over, it starts flaring up again. He tried flirting with her as she just tried to do her job, but he was silenced and shut down with brutal efficiency. Not by her, but by the firefighters in training who knew what Mike was like, and who also happened to be starving and wanted to just get their orders in. Honestly, even if she was looking for somebody, I mean, chicks love a man in uniform, right? But if she was gonna pick one of these firefighters, I'm sorry, Mike, you are at the very bottom of the list. You know what? Probably not even on the list at all. Yeah, you're a firefighter, technically, I guess. But even that's being generous. So Mike's next strategy was to try and get one of us to ask her if she had a Snapchat, and then proceed to give the gathered intel to him. And of course, this was met with a firm absolutely not. Yeah, can't harass her at her job, might as well harass her on the internet. Just, Mike, why? Just eat your food and shut up. Around this time, I got a text from my sister that had a wonderful picture of her holding a new cat. Mike glanced at my screen and said, "Whoa, no way that's your hottie, OP. What's she like at bed?" Oh my God. It's my sister, you coon-brained goblin. Leave me alone! I shouted, "Stop!" loud enough that it actually got through to him. What a pig. I informed him that it was disgusting to say that she is my sister, and then groaned internally when I saw his eyes light up. Sister, huh? Give me your Snapchat. Oh God, Mike, why? Why are you doing this? 1, adults don't use Snapchat. And 2, I'm not feeding my sister to the fat neck-bearded wolves, okay? God. I let Mike down gently, kindly informing him that I would headbutt a belt sander before I let him know the first letter of her cat's name, much less any contact information. Yeah, real smooth, like a gentleman. Headbutt a belt sander. We finished eating, and I had to drag Mike out to keep him from hassling that waitress again, giving some handshakes and hugs in the parking lot before splitting off and heading to our homes. I fought with all that I had to stay awake and alert during that drive home. Honestly, you probably shouldn't be driving at that point, OP. Maybe get an Uber. What's that they say? Like 3 hours or less of sleep a night and you're functionally drunk. So even though you can't be arrested for it, it is still a dangerous thing. But I'm glad you made it home safe is what I'll say. Unfortunately, here is where our story ends for now. And I hope you enjoyed hearing about Mike's Mayday. Don't worry, he did not get signed off for that training and will not be sent in to save anyone. I realized that part 1 was really long, probably took too long, so I apologize for that, and I'm trying to find a good balance with length. Thank you for understanding, and thank you for reading. Stay tuned for part 3, the dramatic and action-packed conclusion to Mike, where he ends up in extraordinarily hot water with the chief of his department. Honestly, I'm so glad that we get more Mike tales. I don't even care what you're writing about, OP. I just want more of this RPG sprinkled ambrosia that you've offered. A lot of times it's hard to take a gamble on an OP that I haven't dealt with before, but this is beautiful. This is the best, or at least really amazing. I don't know about the best. People always ask me about the best Neckbeard story I've ever read. That's like picking between your kids. I love them all, you know, equally in their own ways, okay? That's the pragmatic answer. But yeah, this is really good. I'm always excited when I see some more of Firefighter Mike. I'm sad that part 3 is going to be the conclusion, but I hope that you'll cook up another Neckbeard story for us at some point in the future because it is quite enjoyable. I hope that you guys enjoyed it as well. If you did, I hope you like, comment, and or subscribe. You know, share the video around. That'd be pretty cool. Also, check out the links in the description. Plugs, playlist, podcast, Spotify, iTunes, Teespring if you're trying to rock that merch. Thank you so much. We did live stream this whole thing on Twitch, but we got other social medias, Twitter, Discord, Facebook. Come on through. I'd also like to thank my gorgeous, wonderful, beautiful, generous channel members and Patreon patrons right now, as I do every episode, very much. So thank you too.
Dazzle Misery, Skylar Rain, The Fez Waiter, That One Gay Cop, Valley Eye Crane, Sheeza, Rosie Rainbow, Slow Spooner, Sean Campbell, Heaven Sent, Robert Thibodeau, Jackie McQuitty, Grimstrap, Trainboy, AJ Collins, The Tiny Boy, Toothplushy, Corey Arts, Kelly Clark, Legolas, Loser, Florentic Waver, Dungeon Bat, Billy D, Robert Waits, Brandon Ashcraft, John Endorse, Phantom Danica, Orgami Steve, Skylar May, Amara, The Gypsy Barber, Fire Drake, Samantha, Dex Flagship, The Bearded Snake, and buy 2, get 1 hand. Heading over to Patreon, we've got Miss Black, Harley Hohen, Robert Allen Waits, again, Camille Sarah, Chance with Blue Dragon, Roxanne Wolf, Sim, Jerry Conrad, Ingy Fluxer, I Need Coffee, Yummy Poo, Captain Cloud Jerry, Ellipses, Aaron Jerry, Deku, Esteban, Orgami Steve, Santa Jerry, Silent Revolver, PCB, The Original Jerry, Ravencraft, Hamodius, The Fourth, Tick Jerry, Destiny Piper, Jerry, Kitsune, Salty Wizard, A Very Tired Jerry, feel that too, that's why I need the coffee, Justy Jargonia Jerry, and Frankenberry, ain't that hide bitch though, Assassin Pug Jerry, Baby Jerry, Bailey Joy, Peter Jerry, Benji and the Jets, Billy D, Bitch Gremlin, Blade Hero, Brown Dragon, Commander J Tank, Dr. Lux, Aaron Era, Esports, Rose Never Studio, Fire Drake, Gizmo Jack, Hadrian BR, Inquisitor Jerry, Irish Pirate, Lust the Blue Marble in a Mutiny, oh tragic, Iron Olive, Radiant Jam, JM Coon, Jerry Smith, Jerry Blacktail, Jerry Outlaw, Mother Trunker, Honk Honk, Jerry, I'm begging you, please don't take my beard, what? Jerry, wake up, I don't like this, Jerry, wake up, what is happening right now? John Hero, Crew, Cuddly Kraken, Lady Italian Greyhound, Dino, Lady in Awakening, Lauren Crow, Legitimate Girth, Miss Monday, Lord Jerry, Luca Vex was a race car driver, he was a good friend of mine, never did win that checkered flag, but I helped him drink his wine. Like and subscribe, my Lady Nix, Melgar the Destroyer, Metal Flector, Needless King 89, Paragon Soul, Cole, Phantom of the Pines, Jerrykins, and Jerry Beth, Queens, Quaaludes, and Quagmires, Ram Todd, Lacrimates, Rose, Jerry Miller, Sarita, the Lolita, Scarlet's Coven, Sergeant Gay Cop, Bringer of the Law, Silo Imp, Steve Bugelli, Stephanie Goodner, Synaptic Boomstick, Brilliant Tomato, Tabby the Blue, the Gypsy Barber, the Littlest Who art you, Fusky? This isn't even my final beard. Trying to find another Bob to get back in the real world. Vanguard Angel, VC3, Viking Jerry, Void the Comet Destroyer, Wiki Tech, Zephyr the Gargoyle, or Clay, Comrade Mooney, Kira, not another Jerry, but he is though, Cage Alex 9, Redwind, Bad Penny Lane, Not the Viper, Saints Blessing, Third Stuff, Venom Jerry, Jace Richardson, One Leg Jerry has returned from battle. Salute to you. A normal Jerry. All right, Red. For you, I bring Doritos, but I count on your expertise if they attract beards. Yeah, no one's good. We'll chase him off with soap. Admiral T-Take, Amber Alder, another stupid hipster, Atomic Jerry Sailor, Breaker of the Tom Army, Bartender Kelia, Big Dad Wolf, Broken Spine Horseradish, Cake Jerry, the original different Jerry, California Jerry Girl, Chevron 7 Lock, Chicago Panda, Corey does art sometimes, Cowbug and Cody, Cryptides, the Fawn Jerry, Defty Tuna, Dilf Jerry, Dwarfy Dude, Dwarven Ramsey, half the calories, all of the hate. Ghost of Alpha, Greymon 365, Heek Knot, Hydra Jerry, Solman, Janitor Jerry, roaming the streets of Finland, Jasmine, Jeffrey, Geralt of Arabia, Jerry, but with 2 S's and an E, Jerry Springer, the results are in, you are not the Neckbeard, Jerry the Sussy Baka, Jerry's mom has got it going on, check out the mustache on Jerry Aldo Rivera, Jerry Rocksters, Jerry Role-Playing Game, Keaton Tails, Kid Marvelous, Kids Again, Lucha Lovecraft, Machia CD, maybe next time Milkfed get Miss Duchess, Mr. Gas Mask, not Invisible Angel, Raptor Arc, Seldom Dark, Skybar Ravenswood, Smegma Male Pride Set Jerry, and getting that cheese. God. Thanks, I hate it. Snary, that's Snob Jerry, Spoonie the Rogue, Spoopy Scary, Jerry Ton, all your season is coming up soon, Techno Dubs, the original Jerry, they call me Jerry Two Knives, Jerry Pie, to Infinite Jerry and beyond, Tokyo Bird, I'm Kale, Vaughn, throws 2 liter Mountain Dew, grow my neckbeard, grow. It's Jerry time, holds ReddX Morpher, Hygiene, it's Jerry time, holds ReddX Morpher, humility, and thank you to my gorgeous $1 patrons as well.
Bless up to all the Jerrys and not Jerrys alike. Wow. Thank you guys so much for helping to support the channel. If you can afford to help out monetarily, that is huge. Not joking, absolutely massive. But if you can't afford to do it right now, don't sweat it too hard, friends. I just appreciate you coming on through, hanging out with me, and I hope that you come on back and hang out with me again tomorrow. In order to do so, you need to keep yourself safe out there, wash your hands, but also take some time out and do something that you personally enjoy today. Maybe like watching some more ReddX videos. Cool? Got it? Promise? Always remember, friends, that you are loved, you are worthy, you definitely deserve it, and I shall see you in the next one. So until then, friends, bye-bye.